Okay, here's the intersection of two polar curves. I have r squared equals 4 sine theta and r equals radical 2, so I have a circle of radius 2, which is this one right here. And then this one here, unfortunately with my graphing software, I can't plug in r squared equals 4 sine theta, so I took the square root of both sides and had the positive one up here and the negative one down here. That was just the best I could do. So much like any other systems of equations, you either set them equal to each other or do some substitution. In this case, I'm going to do some substitution. So I'm going to get take radical 2 and plug it into r squared. So I get radical 2 squared equals 4 sine theta. And that just gives me 2 equals 4 sine theta. And sine theta equals a half. And theta is equal to pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. Here's the only case where you can't just say, oh, okay, the radius is radical 2 and the angle is pi over 6. You want to make sure that you take this and plug it into the, if there's an r squared term, into the r squared term. So I'm going to get r squared of pi over 6. I don't really like this notation, but this is what I started with. So I get the sine of pi over 6, which is equal to 4 times a half, which is equal to 2. So I get r squared is equal to 2, so r equals plus or minus root 2. So I have radical 2 comma pi over 6, and I have negative radical 2 pi over 6. Root 2 comma pi over 6 is this point over here. Negative root 2 comma pi over 6 is this point here, but then it goes over into the third quadrant. I don't really like negative radii, so I'm going to write it as radical 2 7 pi over 6. And hopefully you see what's going to happen with 5 pi over 6 over here. I get r squared equals 4 sine 5 pi over 6. R squared equals 4 times a half. 5 pi over 6 for sine is positive in the second quadrant. I get r squared equals 2, so r equals plus or minus root 2. So I get root 2 comma 5 pi over 6. That's a sad looking 2, which is this point over here. And hopefully you'll see I get negative radical 2 5 pi over 6, which is this point here, but since it's a negative radii, it gets thrown into the fourth quadrant. So I'm not going to write it with a negative radii. Excuse me, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm running out of room here. I have radical 2 comma 11 pi over 6. So that's it.
My name is Summer, and I'm having a birthday party. I'm turning 5. It's May 10th, and I'm having a frozen party.